My name is Eric Odum. I'm the principal broker at Net Lease Commercial Advisory, and welcome to the Market Minute. Today we have with us Bob McDonough, who is the Urban Development Manager for the City of Tampa, correct?
Correct, for downtown and the Channel District.
Downtown and the Channel District. Well, thanks so much for joining us today, Bob.
Certainly.
I want to talk a little bit today about some of the changes that are going on downtown and how they affect the business and the commercial real estate market in downtown, and how all these things are coming together to sort of help move us in a different direction, or hopefully to advance us. I know that most noticeably when people come downtown, and I hear, because I lease property all over the area, there's three things that they've always been an obstacle for people coming down. One is the traffic, and the traffic flow seems to be very confusing. Two is the ticketing situation. Seems to be a pretty aggressive ticketing situation. People are afraid they're going to get a big fat fine. And then three, the coin meters have been a challenge. People don't, this is 2010, people don't walk around with pockets of coins anymore. So it's been one of those deterrents for people really wanting to come downtown. But noticeably, there's been some changes that have been going on in regards to, let's focus first on the parking. So let's talk a little bit about the parking, what some of the changes are in regards to that.
Yeah, we've taken a quantum leap into the modern age. The city studied it for several years. We did requests for quotations, requests for information. We went out and spoke to other cities all across the United States about what was successful and what was not successful. And we settled on a standard parking electronic meter, which accepts coins as well as credit and debit cards. We had a bad model. Again, we were using 1930s, 1940s technology in our downtown, which required lots of coins. And if you didn't have the coins, you got a traffic ticket. Now, when I first moved to Tampa, it was $1. Currently, a parking ticket is $35.
Yeah, it ruins your day.
It ruins your day, and you know, the parking division at one time, 25 to 30% of their revenue stream was for parking tickets. It's a bad model. We want to encourage people to come to downtown, not discourage them.
And get sales tax out of them as opposed to...
Well, you know what, and actually the electronic meters generate more income for you. That people are saying, I only had 75 cents, so I put 75 cents in the meter. But I'm using a debit card, I can go ahead and put in $2 or $3 and not have to worry about it.
Gotcha.
And so that was one of the, it gets rid of some of the visual clutter of all those heads that were there. It's environmentally friendly, we have solar collectors on it. It does not necessarily, and it's interesting because one of the technologies out there, you take it, it prints a little paper ticket, you put it on your dashboard. Well, it does two things. One, it creates more waste in the waste stream, so it's not really environmentally friendly. And B, you have to go back to your car. So you parked at one end of the block, the machine's on the other end, you get your ticket, you have to go all the way back, which if you have a lot of time, that's fine, but on a rainy day, people don't want to do that. So that was one of the reasons we picked the machine we did. And one of the nice benefits is that if you park in space number 62 and you go someplace else for your meetings, and then you decide to have lunch, but you really know that the time's going to run out.
And you're 3 blocks away.
4 blocks, 10 blocks,
right. Anywhere
in downtown, you can go to another one of the machines and add time to that space from anywhere in downtown.
Well, that's terrific. I mean, ordinarily somebody would just leave.
They'd say the heck with it. I'm not going to stay downtown. I'm not going to stay for lunch. I don't have any more coins. I'm going to go. And it makes it user-friendly. We have, again, the downtown today is not what it was 20 years ago. At 5 o'clock, the carpet was rolled up and we closed down. We have people who live here now. And because of that, to make it more attractive to live to downtown, we want some more merchants and more retailers. And that you have to have curbside friendly parking for those folks. That was another driver. Again, trying to make downtown more user friendly for the people who live here, the people who do business here, and the people who visit here.
Gotcha. Now, for those folks that might be technologically challenged, I understand that there's going to be some sort of a holiday provider, a warning system that's given, and some instruction that's given too in terms of helping them through the process, so it's not a situation where they're going to be intimidated by the technology. I'm not going to come downtown because they have those newfangled machines and I'm going to get a ticket, I just know I am. So, so why don't we talk a little bit about that?
Well, we've taken a couple of steps to do that. There were handouts and flyers that were put on people's cards with simplified instructions. There's a series of guides that are working out during this installation period. We started installing the meters around the middle of December. We'll finish around the middle of January. And during that time, there will be two things going on. We'll have a series of guides where they'll be located near these ping machines, and if people have a question or concern, they can give them a quick tutorial on how to use the equipment. And secondly, if they just say, you know what, I couldn't figure it out, they get a ticket, but the first time will be a warning ticket.
So no more of those $35
Well, no.
knuckle busters the first time?
The first time.
The first time.
Exactly. The first time you get a warning. And so it behooves you then to say, okay. And it makes it a little kinder, friendlier that, okay, I have to pay the meter and next time I will. But that was not the case before. The meter would click to zero and magically a meter maid would appear and you'd have a $35 ticket. So we're changing the model. Right now, about 30% of the use of those meters is through through credit cards. 65% is coin, about 35% is credit card usage. About 52% of the income generated right now is through credit cards. So it's gaining acceptance. And again, I only have 75 cents in my pocket, that's all I can put in the machine. But I'd like to hang around and stick around downtown. I've got a debit card, I got a credit card. I'll put it in there and put 2 or 3 hours on it and enjoy myself.
And I'm sure it's going to be a transitional period anyway. I know a lot of my older clients that have been living in Tampa for their entire lives. When they come downtown, they raid the piggy bank. And the first time they came down, it was a little confusing until I spoke with one of my clients. And now she's fine. She's like, oh, this is terrific. I don't have to raid the piggy bank anymore. So I think that it's just going to be, there's going to be a transitional period where that debit and ATM card and credit card usage will probably just continue to pick up.
It's a learning curve. And again, maybe not their first visit, maybe not the second visit, but the third visit, they will. And something that we're going to roll out, not this year, but next year or the year after, is actually adding time to the meters using your cell phone. And again, instead of having to go to a machine, you're in a meeting, the meeting's running long, you just go ahead and punch it in. The reason we didn't initially do that is that the target audience we want to help right now are the occasional visitors to downtown. And to do a cell phone, you have to set up an account, you have to give a deposit, you have to give a credit card number, which unless you're going to use it a lot of times really is somewhat cumbersome. But for the folks that are going to come downtown all the time, we'll offer that as an opportunity later on. And so it's another leap in technology that will make it a little more user-friendly for folks.
Well, terrific. I can assure you that the retailers that I've spoken with are very happy about the situation. I know you consulted with a lot of the retailers in the area when trying to get this
They
set
were
up.
the unhappiest about the existing situation, and I think they're probably the happiest about what's going on. We have about 999 parking spaces in downtown, and they're being accommodated with these equipment. By the end of January, virtually all of these parking spaces will be electronically monitored and fed through ATM.
That's awesome.
Well, something else, like another decision that we had to make. Do you take the ticket? Do you not take the ticket? Another one we looked at was using bills. Do we or do we not? Well, there are some locales where that is very effective, but in Florida, where it's warm and moist, the bill holds a lot of humidity, and they tend to jam the machines. We didn't want a lot of downtime. We wanted something that was going to be easy to use and efficient. And so we opted out of having the bill opportunity.
Using the bills.
Yep.
Well, but I mean, in terms of the parking, this is not the only thing that's really going on downtown right now that's going to be a big, and has been a big boost to the businesses down here. I know, for example, the park just opened up. People have come to see the park. What a phenomenal resource that is.
We had 10,000 people there for Santa Fest.
It's crazy.
We've got an ice skating rink set up in the park that 2 weeks ago, the count was 8,200 people have used it. And it's a big draw. People are having a lot of fun with it.
And all those people are coming and eating at the local establishments and coming in and getting more comfortable in dealing in the downtown environment.
Well, one of the things that we've done in the last 3-4 years is we've begun to two-way a lot of the streets that were one-way. Now, some of these north-south, which are main arterials which feed the interstate, will probably remain one-way. But the east-west, which were one-way, we converted several of those to two-way. And again, visitors to downtown find it less confusing. Again, making our downtown a more friendly place. We are right now going out, I think we're getting ready to hire a construction manager to begin to improve Zack Street. because that really is a main arterial, pedestrian-wise, for connecting the parks and the two museums to our downtown. And so we will be widening sidewalks, narrowing traffic lanes, adding more shade structures and pieces of art. Again, to make downtown more friendly to visitors.
That's terrific. So the three biggies we talked about, just to summarize, we talked about people, their reservations about coming downtown were the traffic situation. You guys are addressing that. The parking situation, in terms of the meters, the coin meters, you guys have addressed that. And then the aggressive nature of getting ticketed, it's been addressed at least in the near term to get people ramped up on the new system.
Right.
Not to mention the park, the art, the new art museum. I mean, the things that are going downtown for people that haven't been downtown, they really need to come down and check it out, because that's the most beautiful park I've seen anywhere in the state of Florida.
We're getting a lot of compliments. What's interesting is that, you know, we're in a down economy right now, but in the near future, we'll actually have two construction cranes. We have Metro 510, which is a 120-unit workforce housing project on the north end of downtown. And then on the south end of downtown, the University of South Florida Health is building the Camels Project, which is a high-tech surgery training program. They're building a 90,000-foot building, and they'll have the groundbreaking on that January 11th. So in a downtown where...
And you haven't even mentioned the Encore project, which is going on the west side of downtown.
For
East
place,
side, I'm sorry, east
we have a
side.
lot of things going on, a lot
Yeah.
of good news, and in particularly bad times.
Well, that's terrific. Well, Bob, I really appreciate you coming out and talking to us today. And, you know, as always, I guess if somebody needs to figure out more about the parking situation, they would contact the City of Tampa Parking, or what's the website?
City Tampa website. There's an instructional on there, and if they wanted, they could print that off and bring that down with them.
Awesome.
Or call somebody from the parking department. We'd be happy to speak with them.
Terrific. Well, again, we appreciate you coming out today and talking to us, Bob.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.